Welcome to AH Tutorials, where we show you how to work on cars. Today we're going to be working on a door panel for a 97 to 01 Honda Prelude. So let's get to it. For this we're going to be using some pretty common household tools. First we're going to be using a Phillips screwdriver. And next we're going to be using a pick-like tool. Anything that's needle-like and small will work for this. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take out a few screws, and there's going to be a screw behind the door handle. There's also going to be another screw underneath the window switch, and we're going to take those out. And also we're going to need to remove the speaker and this plastic cover over here as well. The way we're going to remove this plastic piece is we're going to use the pick, and we're going to put it underneath here, and we're going to pry out from underneath the plastic cover. And you can see now that there's a screw. Now if you don't have a pick, that's fine. You can use any skinny object, like a really skinny flat screwdriver or anything like that. And we're going to go ahead and just take out the screw now. Now after you take that one out, we can go ahead and take this screw out over here, and the way we're going to get to it, pry from underneath, and we're going to get this one out now. That's the wrong screwdriver. Now after we do that, there's going to be a plastic clip over here, and we're just going to use our flathead, our flat screwdriver, and we're just going to get underneath it, and we're going to dig underneath it, and we're going to pry. You can see now that that's going to come out. And if you want, you could use a plastic screwdriver. You can buy one of those off of eBay or Amazon or anything like that. And if you're scared of damaging your old door panel or anything like that, in case you want to keep it. Now after that, this plastic cover down here to take out the speaker is going to come off. And you can just use your hands. It's nothing too hard to take out. Really simple. And you can see now there's going to be 3 screws down here, and there's also one up here. And we're just going to take our Phillips screwdriver and we're going to take these out. And you can see now the door panel is coming loose, and you're just going to want to pull on it from underneath. And you don't want to start from the top, you always want to start from the bottom. And once you get underneath loose, you can just pull up on it and out at the same time. And once you do that, you can see now there's a few things holding it in the back, like a whole bunch of plugs and this cable right here, this line. And the way this line is going to come out is there's a little clip here, and it's hugging it, so we're going to slide it out. You can see now, slid it out, and we're just going to pull up on this line, And it's just going to come out now. And we're going to be taking out all these plugs, and the way these plugs come out is there's a tab, and we're going to push down on this tab, and it's going to come out as we pull it. And it's just going to be the same thing for all the plugs. This one down here, pull on it. We're going to take out the window switch plug. There's going to be a tab. Pushing down on that tab, pulling, make sure that comes out right. And the speaker plug has 2 tabs on it and 1 on each side. And so for the speaker plug, we're going to have to push down on both of them at the same time. You can see there's 1 on each side. Push down, and we're going to pull up on it, and that's just going to come out. And you can see now we have the whole door panel out, and we're going to be taking out the door handle. And the way you do that is it's actually just real simple, easy. It's going to come out, and you're going to want to slide it out, and you can see now that's how the door handle comes out. So if you have a bare door panel and you don't have the door handle for it, you use your old door handle if you want, and that's how that's going to come out. And for the window switch, you can see here it has a few screws, and we're going to go ahead and just take those out. And after you take those 2 screws out, there's going to be one last one here. A silver screw, and we're going to take this out. Now after you get that last screw out, this is going to pop off. And we're going to push on it from underneath. And you can see now it's just coming out. And that's how you get the window switch out. And again, if you have a bare panel, you can put this on your new one. And we're just going to go ahead and pop this back in place. And the way we're going to do that is we're actually going to slide it in this way first. And then we're going to push it in. You can see now it's clipped in, and all we gotta do is put those screws back in, screw it back in place. And one thing you're probably gonna watch out for is these screws. You don't want to tighten them too tight. For one, they're plastic. You can break them very easy, and you don't want to snap any tabs off. Now after you got the window switch back on, we can go ahead and start connecting all these plugs. And we don't have to put the door handle in yet, but we can always put that on afterwards. So you're gonna have an extra plug left over, and you're going to want to feed it through the hole, through the door handle hole in the door panel. So we're going to just go ahead and start hooking everything back up. And these plugs, they just slide in, so there's not really much to it. And if it looks overwhelming, like you don't know which plug goes to which, it doesn't really matter, because every plug goes to its own place. So it's kind of like a puzzle, so you're not going to have much trouble connecting anything to the wrong spot. And these 2 are for the door handle, so we're just going to leave them here. Now, one thing you want to be sure of is if any of these come off at any point, you can see that they slide off. And if that ever happens, you want to make sure all of these are put back in, and they go all around the door panel, and so you want to make sure that these don't get lost. And whenever you want to put the door panel back on, just slide these back in. Next, we're going to put the door panel back in, and we're going to slide it in, and we're going to start from the top first. And the way we're going to do that is, if you see right here, this molding, we're going to want to hook this onto the door right here and make sure it goes through here. Going to want to make sure that goes in nicely before doing anything else. And you see that we still have a lot of room from here on the bottom, so those wires previously that we didn't hook up, we can make sure they come through. See, we have both of them now, and there's also going to be a metal line that we got to get through here as well. This metal line right here, and this goes to the door handle. And this is what causes your door to open whenever you pull on the handle. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we can put this all back in now. And you can see here, that line's just going to slide in. And once we slide that line in, we want to make sure the clip hooks onto it like that. And pull up on the lock, make sure it feeds through this hole nicely. Once you do that, you can push the door handle back in. You can see now that the door handle's in and it looks right, and the hole underneath the cap is looking good too. So we lined up that, and it's gonna go in easier. And now we can just push it in. Make sure all those clips clip back in. And after that, we can just start screwing everything back in. So we can go ahead and just start with the door handle. And we're just gonna put this in. And we can go ahead and close the cap after we put that screw in. And we can also put the screws that went to the speaker right here. Now once you screw that in, we can put this back on, the cover, and you're going to see that there's two tabs right here. And you're going to want to make sure these two tabs slide into the grooves right here. And once you slide that in, you can just push down on it and it clips in from this side. And finally, we can put the last piece in, and that's the clip in the corner. And this is just going to push in, and that's that. Everything should look nice now. You got your new door panel on there. It should be secure, and that's how you replace your door panel. Thanks for watching.